Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for August 2022. This is a general reading meant for those with Aquarius in their birth chart. However, cross watchers are also welcome. Keep in mind that the individuals or energies identified in the reading may be swapped, and that the energies or intensity of the situation may vary. So take whatever messages resonate and leave behind for others whatever does not. We're going to start off with this Celtic cross reading, and we will close off with an oracle card message. So here in the present situation, you have the Magician. What covers is the Six of Cups. Above you, you have this card of protection, which is unique to this deck. Below you, you have the Three of Pentacles. In the past, Two of Cups. In the near future, the Hanged Man. Your attitude of the situation, you have the Emperor. In your environment, Ten of Wands. In your hopes and fears, the Tower. And in the outcome, you have Ancestors, which is also a card that is unique to this deck. So there are 3 unique cards in this deck, and you have 2 of the 3 of those cards. So to some degree, there is a sense of, things are maybe not what you would expect on your normal day-to-day levels. So here with the Magician in the current situation, there is this idea of kind of being able to create, manifest what you want into reality, and having a sense of, confidence about you. And it may be because in the past you have this Two of Cups. Perhaps you and your higher self have connected, or you and some other person, or even you're feeling connected to like a job, or something that is really, you feel you're investing in and they're investing in you to the same extent. What you have here with the Six of Cups is a sense of like nostalgia. It's also about balance and harmony. So for some of you, it's giving you a feeling of actually, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not childlike, but the more having that sense of creativity and imagination of when you were younger, and really a sense of nothing can kind of stop you, nothing can kind of hold you back, get in your way type of things. It's pretty much you're feeling safe and secure, kind of, where you are. With this Emperor being your attitude of the situation, a sense of accomplishment, power, authority, structure. It's really, things are going well for you. With this protection card above, it is unique to this deck. It indicates a sense of perhaps having protected yourself or too much, or in the past or currently, and really needing to go with the flow, like the jellyfish, who are constantly in the flow of the water, but they are able to deliver a mighty sting if they need to protect themselves. This card actually has come up in a decent amount of the readings so far. So perhaps it's something that you're aware of, something maybe you're consciously trying to be in the flow of things, and just, trying to learn, trying to create, trying to, in the process of that flow, just be aware of, um, what might come up, but not necessarily being super rigid. However, the emperor is a bit rigid. They are more about tradition and structure. So maybe you're kind of thinking about those two things kind of going together. What you have below you in the unconscious mind, this is kind of operating in the background. You might not be aware of it. It's this idea of like teamwork, about putting pieces together to create something new, something greater. In your environment, you have the Ten of Wands. This is something that is an external factor that influences you. And it seems like, there's a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things that are happening, a lot of energy being exerted in your environment. And here with the Emperor, it could be that you're trying to take a more like the overseer role of things, as opposed to getting drowned down by it. You're willing to, rise to the top, get to the top of the situation, but more delegate tasks. So here in your hopes and fears, you have the Tower. And this is something that is kind of like a divine intervention, shock to the system, having your certain beliefs that perhaps you put together based on, your ego or what you learned growing up that weren't really solid foundations. Those cracks in the foundations are getting exposed. So perhaps that's why there's this idea that you're doing well, but a need to possibly protect yourself or be aware of that. In the near future, you have the hanged man or the hanged sloth, and this is a sense of just surrendering to the situation and not rushing, just letting things happen slowly, and seeing things from a different perspective. Here with this outcome, you have the ancestors, and here's like a dinosaur here. I think it's a stegosaurus. But basically, the concept of this card is to kind of look at the past, look at the things that have over time developed, and kind of be aware of the fact that what you can create now probably wouldn't be possible without things of the past. So it's kind of resonates with this Three of Pentacles below you. And then also with the Six of Cups, with the, ideas of childhood. So let's take a look at the Magician here. Ace of Pentacles. So definitely focused on, manifesting something new, creating something of value. Let's take a look at the Six of Cups. You've got the Ten of Cups, and here you've got the family situation again. This kind of idea of different emotions being experienced and having support there. So perhaps, this, whatever you're doing now, perhaps growing up, you had family members who would say, like, you're the little so-and-so. Like, I remember I used to have a jewelry box that I put Monopoly money in, and I would pretend I was a banker. One of my first jobs was working at a bank. Like, my dream came true. So, but something along those lines. So let's take a look at the Two of Cups in the past. You have the Hermit, and this is a card of, recognizing that the experiences that came before you are kind of part of your journey and adding to your wisdom. It's similar to this kind of vibe of the ancestors, and the rocks that person's sitting on kind of look like the back of this dinosaur. So it seems like a connection between you and your higher self, you and like an understanding that, where people fit in your life even. So let's see about this protection above you. You have the Three of Wands, and this individual is studying the movement of the water to go surfing. Kind of has trained, has learned, and is kind of anticipating going out there and maneuvering that water. So to some degree, it kind of feels like this protection you have. You know that you're going with the flow, you're seeing how things go, and you're ready and prepared to protect yourself if need be. So let's see about the Three of Pentacles below. You have Death, Rebirth. So something, maybe it's part of your journey. You have come to appreciate how others can assist you, how others have contributed to your wisdom, your experiences, and that this is kind of a change, that you've been making. Some things that you're going to be letting go of, and some new things are coming in. So let's see about this Emperor. You have the Eight of Swords, and this is this the first swords that come up? So in terms of how you think about something, problem solving, it's like it can be negative self-talk. So this may be a change from your past, but here you're going to, I would say, being in a position of power, just the issue there is just to make sure that you're not kind of diminishing what you're doing, like having that negative self-talk come up. You do have, these are pretty much positive cards, except you have the Tower and your hopes and fears. So maybe that's related to something. We'll see. Let's take a look at the Ten of Wands in your environment. You have the Six of Pentacles, and this is another card of balance and harmony. It seems like what's going on in your environment, there's definitely some type of management of the wants and needs, work-life balance, something that's kind of very demanding, but also has great rewards. Perhaps people are working like overtime. It's, just made me think about how my husband works for a startup rocket company, and he's always wanted to work with rockets. So, something like that, but he's like working a lot of hours, working really hard. Everyone is. So that's kind of reminding me of that situation there. So let's take a look at the Hangman. Actually, no, we want to see your tower. I want to see your tower and your hopes and fears. You have the Empress. So this is about like creating something similar to the Three of Pentacles, but being that source of abundance, of creation, of, love, beauty, the senses. It's almost a sense of like you can create something amazing, and then if your ego gets too involved, or maybe if this negative self-talk kind of comes up, or even, life, natural disaster, something can happen where whatever you're trying to create, it can throw a wrench into it. So in the near future, you have the Hangman, which is kind of still just taking the opportunity not to rush it, but keep learning, keep seeing things from a different perspective. You have Temperance, again, another card of, you know, taking things in moderation, taking things slowly, having patience, finding that balance, and really like a focus and an intention on creating something new. In the traditional Temperance card, the angel is mixing together two liquids between two cups, and it's the concept of alchemy, of what is being created is something new altogether. So let's take a look at that Ancestors card in your outcome. You have the Four of Swords, and that is that the only other swords besides this 8? So it's a card of really needing to recover and rest, and recognize that possibly look at aspects of your past. If you have not taken the opportunity to recover before, what has happened, or when you have taken that opportunity to rest, take this time to really recover and see what you can learn in this rest period. You might actually recognize something about the past that can affect what you're trying to create right now, and kind of see how all this amazing things have happened. Just because there's a slowdown, don't start naysaying, and just learn from that downtime. See how you can rest, and what you can kind of sense around you and pick up around you. So here I'm pulling an oracle card for a message from your inner light about what to embrace this month. You have this wood nymph and beauty. So here it's kind of like this concept of the Empress card over here. So with this sense of beauty, it's like however you can create that. If you can't be actively creating something that is aesthetically pleasing or making you feel comfortable, or giving you a sense of peace and harmony, if you can't actively do it, then find that beauty in that peace and harmony. This is really a sense of having you kind of recognize that there's amazing things all around you. And even in the downtime, if you're not always just, creating and being in charge of things and making things happen, if there's downtime, appreciate that downtime and recognize the amazing things that it makes you feel, it has you realize, because that is all part of your experience, and it's your experiences back here that leads to your wisdom and can lead to creating something new altogether. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of your August, and we'll see you next time. Take care.